Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Also, Morgana into Alistar is a very, very old school hard counter. Alistar will absolutely hate every single second of this laning phase. Playing Alistar into Morgana is one of the worst feelings you can have in League. Honestly, playing against Morgana with any champion is a really bad feeling, because Morgana, in my opinion, just sucks all skill out of any interaction between anyone in this game, but that's a good first start for B.
How dare you insult her like that? I love Morgana.
Why?
It's one of my favorite characters. I
Well,
like her design. I think she's pretty. But anyway, moving on, I do agree her kit's a little bit anti-fun. But anyway, B being very assertive here, throwing out another Dark Binding, 2 from 2.
very good hit rate so far.
100%.
So, there's one very, very little chance now for Alistar. He knows Morgana started Q. Obviously, she started Q. Every Morgana's gonna start Q. If you, for some reason, somehow, with Zeri Alistar, one of the weakest early bot lanes in the game, can push to level 2, an instant all-in onto Sivir is possible. Because neither Sivir, I mean, Spell Shield in the first place doesn't do much against Alistar, but then Morgana's E is also not available. Oh.
Your way. I'm just going to jump across you before you talk too much. You've got the wrong music playing. You've got draft music on. It's real loud.
Very sorry.
It's all good. Just fixing it up. You're doing a lot today. Producing and casting. It's not super easy. So we have to have the normal soundtrack.
Yep. Should
But yeah,
be
you can
up
already
now.
see how miserable this lane is. You just can't step up. Because if
Yeah.
you do get Dark Bound, you just get a pizza smacked into your head. That's not where you want them.
Yeah, and especially Alistar is actually not that tanky of a champion before level 6 and without any means of getting tankier. Oh, Levi with an interesting move here into the enemy, back into his side of jungle, I should say, as BJ is gonna regret not having his red buff. No, he's not, because
No, he reads it.
he knows.
No, I don't think he does. I think he's just going for a bot lane play. It might all work out in the end. Black Shield is not available. Took puddle level 2. So there they go in immediately. Taki making this one happen. They were just going to get the solo kill, completely honestly.
Not
now
another one?
in trouble. Can they go under the tower? No, BJ will pull that one off.
He wants
After
it.
He
wants it.
Doesn't get it. So BJ will lose a buff, I think, overall. Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
But his bot lane gets first blood.
Yeah, with Sivir respawning, he really can't go for it. And honestly, Beamjo was not needed, but nice Moro support, and probably giving Saigon Buffalo's bot lane the confidence and going into this play, because, yeah, BJ is visible now, but at this point, Styles already dead, so it was just a 2v2 kill. BJ had nothing to do with this. He's gonna sacrifice a little bit of his early clear, which is absolutely fine with this champion, and Taki strikes first in the matchup of the two star supports.
I really have to question taking Puddle level 2. Like, I understand it's a really strong spell. It is. It gets you awesome shove, it gets you massive priority, but you're against an Alistar. If I have a button that says delete one enemy champion from the game, I'm probably skilling that level 2.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you know that Taki can just flash on top of you.
Yeah.
And flash Q is actually really hard to block on Sivir because it's so fast. So, well, there we go.
Headbutt Pulverize is impossible to block on Sivir.
True. Yeah, exactly. So, very bad start for GAM's bot lane. They were not supposed to lose a kill, and now this is a really comfortable situation for Shogun, because now he can honestly just chill in lane. He went for early lifesteal. He's just gonna get as many minions as possible. Even if he loses 10-15 CS now to Style, he still has the first blood in his back pocket, so all is good for Zeri. And she is now enabled to just go even with Sivir in a lane that the support matchup is horrible in.
And something we haven't even really talked about is this top lane pick for Husmed. We have gone so far at one point in the past where I believe you said Husmed was the best Akali in the world.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, probably. I think it was you. It might have been me. Maybe I'm just saying it was you.
Yeah, he is a legendary Akali player, and, well, Kiaya is also a legendary Aatrox player, so it's a little bit of a matchup of favorites. I think Akali probably fits the meta a little bit better than Aatrox for the most part. It's a very melee-heavy composition plus Sivir, which can work. It's actually something we've seen a few times with Sivir comms as Carti's in trouble.
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble, but they don't block the Justice Punch. I don't know if they're going to be able to convert enough damage. No, Carti will get away scot-free.
BJ thought Froggy would be faster with this block. Otherwise, BJ could have just stepped up and Carti would have to flash. A little bit of miscommunication there, as they're still fishing for something. But Carti's so tanky, he has flash and ghost available. I don't think there's anything they can do.
No, I don't think there is that time, but I guess it's not the worst situation ever. BJ doesn't really lose anything in that exchange. Has managed to stay somewhat level in the jungle farm despite the early big brain moves by Levi, who has not really influenced the game whatsoever yet. Though you could argue neither is BJ. He didn't actually do anything in the bot lane.
He cheered on his bot lane. That's the most important part, because they actually got the kill. So BJ was effective. Maybe only in comps, but who cares? They got the kill. So they are going to lose first dragon, which I believe is the first in this series. At least last game, Saigon Buffalo played around the dragons very effectively. Yeah, in game 1, they also focused the first few dragons.
Carti low, must have been found by Taki, got ignited, but is able to clear the wave and reset.
Yeah, so, oh wow.
Realm Warp, that's just to scare them though, as he's not going to follow that one.
Just a little bit of a, well, a little bit of a bait, I guess, for Saigon Buffalo. Where did he get the mana from? It was an insane induction of mana. Wow, that almost looked like clarity.
Time Warp Tonic, maybe?
Probably. That almost looked like clarity to me, but yeah, he has enough mana now to finish just clearing the wave, and Froggy is just trying to get Carti.
It actually might have been clarity, he has Spellbook.
Ah yeah, it might have been, yeah. So, the whole objective for Froggy here into this matchup is to keep Carti in lane and honest. Carti went for a very supportive build, he even went to Predator, so Carti is supposed to roam and make his presence known in the side lanes.
Isn't that funny? That it's Froggy keeping Carti in lane?
Yeah, role reversal here, and it's not like Rice can't roam either. So Rice kind of has the double advantage of scaling better, being a ranged champion, and also being able to roam and impact the map. So the Gallia so far seems like a little bit of a trap, maybe for Carti, but of course, Gallia also super strong in early team fights, and combine Galio engage, or disengage even, with Levi on the Wukong with the ultimate, and suddenly you have an insanely strong combination.
SGB will start up the Rift Herald. GAM do not look like they want to just let this one go, as they've called their support. Of course, so have SGB, but I think with the pride of positioning, this should be an objective straight over to the Buffalo.
Looks like Carti is actually getting in position to be able to reach with his ultimate.
I wish we could see a little bit more, but the smite's about to come in, so there we go.
Oh, Taki's only level 5.
Popped up in the air. There's a Cyclone and a Galio ult. Good job there by BJ, finding a way out. Lovely laser as well. Husmed needs to be careful. He's in the ghost. He's in the gas, I should say. But doesn't get out of there. Oh, Kiaya with a double knockup. They find their way onto Shogun. They are cleaning the Buffalo off the rift. 3 members die.
And there was no reason for Saigon Buffalo to go for this. I think this is just pure confidence from last game, and it might have actually costed them the early game in game 3 as GAM collapse instantly with their strong combination of ultimates, and Kiaya finally finding a way into this game. So far has only been farming in top lane, but of course, if you can get a triple knockup with this champion, he is quite strong. Taki only level 5, so at this time, he's already kinda dead, because he goes too close to Cartier, and yeah, that's just too much AoE damage to deal with. So 2 people die at the start, and Kiaya makes sure Shogun goes down as well. Even goes over to Style, so the perfect kill contribution. And suddenly, GAM finds themselves in the lead for the first time in about an hour.
Yeah, and that's a 1,000 gold lead. Some of that will be clawed back by the Rift Herald, assuming he can drop it in a situation where it gets charged, which he should be able to. But still, it's just not a good situation, not good piece of decision-making from SGB. And how do they bounce back? This gives Kiaya an early Hex Drinker, makes him incredibly safe up against Husmed. This is tricky now. Oh no, hang on.
Carty.
Into the mid lane we go as Carty has been caught out and will be put down. SGB fire back.
I'm not sure how Carty ended up there. He just tried to go for an aggressive trade into Froggy, but Froggy has his friends close by, and they claw one kill back. The gold is super close, and as it pointed out, the Herald actually went over to Saigon Buffalo, so they are able to extend this into a tower, most likely. Ooh, that was dangerous with just Bean J in there. Morgana Q could have been the death of Bean J, but instead they are going to get... Ooh, wow, that spawn actually... oh my god, no! It's an Ego Herald.
That's a shocker. That's a real shocker, BJ. There's just no need to summon it there.
Yep. Summoning it under the tower when the back is very likely going to turn towards GAM, and you can't really...
Fact, it's not likely. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because it turns to face the tower.
That's a huge blunder.
If he just puts it on the other side, then the eye is 100% towards them.
Yep.
That's just idiotic by BJ.
A huge blunder, and they were supposed to get into the gold lead with this objective. They sacrificed 3 kills to get this Herald, and then just peters out with nothing. Ooh, Bean J. We praised you so much for the last game, and rightfully so. He was running the show, but that is quite a big oversight.
Well, they will go in now onto Levi. A lovely black shield stuffs the engage.
Levi,
and now
though,
with Carty joining, Shogun on the other side. Can they get anything done? Taki will finally fall. Carty gets booted away, but look at the health bars. BJ going down. Froggy will be the one next to fall. And GAM, they do not like losing. It makes them angry.
GAM wants to prove a point. After that last game, I was getting worried for them. And admittedly hyped for Saigon Buffalo, but GAM is still here to play. They have reset mentally after the last game, in draft as well, a new support brought to the table, something we haven't seen in ages in the Morgana, so they are ready to fight, and this was pretty dicey, Levi going down very low, but of course it's hard to kill this monkey, especially with so much support, so much zoning provided by B and by Carty. And Shogun, I mean, he gets the free fire, but he just doesn't have the damage right now. If this is Zeri with 2 or 3 items...
He also missed... he fired, I think, 5 Qs, or auto attacks, and hit 1.
That's not a good sign. And now suddenly, Saigon Buffalo very far behind. Second Dragon also going over to GAM, so they have well and truly reset their mantle. Levi is dominating the jungle matchup in this game once again, as he did in game 1, and Style in a really good position to also just prove that he is the better ADC between these two, at least in this series.
Certainly seems that way, as this Sivir already looking absolutely disgusting. Look at that wave clear. This champion does some crazy things, but the Rome squad once again on the move. Kiaya is the target, and this should be an easy kill, BJ taking it.
They really wanted to give it over to Hasmid. Hasmid even using the execute part of the ultimate just to secure that kill. Not quite able to give it over to him. He would have really liked a little bit of gold. But in the end, it's still a good pick. It's nice to see Taki being able to out-roam B on this Alistar. He actually went for Tab Ice. And yesterday I said Taki's the only player in the world I allow to buy Tab Ice. Not Tab Ice, Moby Boots. Which he made good use of yesterday on the Rakan, and once again putting them to great use here to create advantage after advantage in these ganks.
It's true, he has been all around the map, but it just has not been enough as they still sit 2,000 gold behind. Froggy unable to complete his first item yet. Carty already has that crown despite the farm deficit. That's what happens when you get a kill and 3 extra assists. And overall, it just looks like GAM Game 2 was just an aberration.
And now this is where the game gets decided in the next few minutes, most likely, as both teams have decent scaling, and I don't think if Saigon Buffalo just stalls into the late game, they just automatically win or anything, so they have to somehow get back in here. And they're still fighting against one of the strongest mid-jungle combinations in the mid-game. Just so much inherent power in these ultimates going well together. Add Black Shield on top of that, and suddenly Levi can just do whatever he wants. So somehow they have to overcome this Wukong engage.
First brick does actually go over to SGB, and they're going to try and extend it as well with that Realm Warp, bringing some minions with them. This is a really interesting play from SGB, and if this works out, it's kind of a masterstroke.
Seems like they're going to trade 2 towers regardless, but 2 towers traded when you're behind is not a bad trade, so...
I don't think they will trade to... they should just about. No, never mind. They're going to engage to stop that happening. Black Shield, once again, completely stuffing Taki's engage. Shogun, lovely use of that dash over the wall. Husband trying to find a way in, but misses the Shuriken.
Look at Lee Sin!
But BJ on the flank can find a way to go. Shogun takes down Levi on that Wukong. B gets booted over the wall. Can BJ find the Sonic Wave? He can. That'll be a kill onto the support. Husmed surfs over as well. Doesn't quite pick up the kill. So SGB, they fight back, and we're back to 600 gold your way.
That's a huge play. Shogun got a shutdown as well. BJ collected yet another kill. This Lee Sin is finally actually making his presence known as well. And Shogun with the 700 gold, 2 items going to be on the cards. You already saw Levi struggled in shutting down Shogun. He didn't even use his flash in this fight, just skirting around the edges and using the terrain to his advantage. We have seen so many great Zeri plays in the last 2 weeks, and has GAM gambled too much on giving up Zeri to Shogun yet another time? It certainly looks like he might be the vessel for Saigon Buffalo to actually go to another victory, to go 2-0 in series over GAM.
Well, wait, just a little bit. The Buffalo Rangers haven't quite formed Voltron yet. It is only back to an even game. In fact, GAM is still that little bit ahead, and they still have this man on your screen right now, this absolute monster of Kiaya. He has been much more effective, despite the same score being shown. I think he's been much more effective so far than Husband Zakali.
The question is, for how long can he be that effective? Because
it's very true.
Aatrox, not the greatest champ into Rise, and really struggled to shut down Zeri. He got that one knock-up in the first fight, but I don't think that's ever going to happen again to Shogun, because now he knows what he's going to deal with, and just the movement speed difference between Zeri and Aatrox should be enough for her to just be safe every single time. Good for GAM to be on this dragon first, and that's 3rd dragon already. Saigon Buffalo, they want to fight. Uh-oh.
They do, but Husmed, oh no, that's Froggy being caught out. Husmed hasn't got his TP quite yet either. Into the backside they go. Kiaya getting a lot of work done.
Oh, the knocker.
Going low, but he's very tanky. Finally, he falls. Husmed still not here. Froggy going down. This was a horrible decision by Husmed. He has completely buffed this.
Oh, and GAM with a great collapse to get back on top of this game. Oh no, Husmed, have you...
Oh, Husmed! You can't do this! This is almost just a tilt play! Husmed, shocking!
He dies for free, and that's 3rd dragon over to GAM, plus so many kills for free, now back to a great advantage. And Saigon Buffalo, that was chance number 1, only 1 more chance remaining before GAM will have that soul underneath.
If we get a replay, I want to point this out. Husmed is currently backing. His TP's not up! He can't complete that recall.
He was just right next to his team. What an oversight!
He cannot complete that recall.
Oh my god, that is really disappointing in terms of communication from the side of Saigon Buffalo. The captain of the ship, Husmed, the long-standing member, just selling them out, and then he's probably tilted by himself and just walks into Morgana, gives up another kill for free. Hey.
Shocking.
That's not the Husmed Akali we expected.
Just gonna let it sit for a second, but let's get back into this one because it is still that 2k lead now for GAM as they've grown it back out. SGB were able to fight back from this deficit moments ago, but now there is a soul point 3.5 minutes away. They still have a powerful Zeri, they still have a strong Lee Sin, but they really need to fix the rest of the wheels on this car.
Yeah, even Froggy looks decently strong to me. 2 items, admittedly very cheap items, at least in the crown, compared to other mythics, but still scaling up nicely, level 12, so he's gonna provide a little bit of threat if he can also kite around the engage from GAM and maybe even lock down Kiaya, because Kiaya has actually been very effective in these team fights, so I would just have Froggy try to mark Kiaya to buy even more space for Shogun, because the way Taki has been playing in these team fights, there's very little you can do any better. He got a 4-man knock-up in the last one. He got an amazing engage in the first one. So I don't think we can really expect anything more from Taki. So it has to be Froggy and Hasmid to step up in these team fights by even more time and space for Shogun.
Valuable laser breaks Carty's crown, so they now have a small window to engage onto this Gallia, but I just don't think there's anything there.
Yeah, you don't want to engage on him. Right now, he's sitting on Flash and Ghost as well. Everything available, everyone's so fast. They just invested so much into movement speed. Look at this. We have Sivir Ultimate, we have 2 ghosting carries, and on top of that, Shurelias to speed them up even more. And I think Aatrox Ultimate gives us movement speed as well, if I remember correctly.
Sure does.
Yep.
Yeah, well then, it sure does.
So, yeah, this is a very fast team. You can't ever step out of line, because they are going to chase you down mercilessly.
That they are, as Kiaya just broke down the bot lane tower. What was a 2k gold lead is now closer to 3.5 as GAM continue to assert their dominance on the Rift. They want to be able to be called the best team in the league once again. It's been too long for them. We know their coach Hanke is hungry for a win. He keeps telling us over and over, and I'm sure the players feel it just as much.
What a great recovery. What a great just display of mental strength from both of these teams, honestly. After game 1, I was worried for SGB, and they bounced back with an amazing game 2, just completely annihilated GAM. And then GAM, after getting that clapping on winning game 1 and then getting clapped in game 2, they bounce back in the game 3 and look like the big favorite to win the series. So we can certainly see that both of these teams are resilient enough to win best of series. It's always good to see.
Say that for sure.
I don't want to see another Cerberus from spring 2021. That was very disappointing. It's always something.
I think we're past that stage. Oh my god, look at these boomerangs. Gotta love new Sivir. I do love Sivir.
Very fun to play. Can only recommend for everyone. Not the first 10 minutes are kind of boring, but afterwards it gets pretty spicy and pretty funny. Saigon Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, I played a little bit of it, but now that new Udyr has been revealed, that'll be the only champion I ever play. So.
We have Dragon coming up, and GAM is potentially looking at a Baron for Dragon trade, which Saigon Buffalo, honestly, kind of has to opt into, because, well, they really can't afford to give up the Dragon. They can't really afford to give up the Baron either, so they are between a rock and a hard place or 2 big objectives. Shogun surfing away. Good disengage against the Shurelias. The Dragon spawns in 5 seconds. This could be the make or break moment of the whole series.
Yeah, I feel like if GAM wins this fight, you can kind of put this one in the books. SGB need to fight this one back. Hasmed does have a good flank. Can he get anything done? Another zap lands in. Not enough damage. Levi well within range for a smite. BJ here as well. Taki moving forward. Good knockup. But look at the Cyclone in the team. Doing so much damage. Taki will fall. The rest of SGB trying to find distance. There's a Realm Warp being used in a very interesting...
What is going on?
Gets very little done. Gets 1 kill, but then goes down. BJ still alive. Levi is not. So when it comes to the objective, Zeri spooled up. Froggy still full health. Froggy, MVP of this fight right now, as he is gatekeeping 3 members of the enemy team. They pick themselves up the dragon. They deny the soul for now. Shogun hunting onto Takati. Needs to be a little bit careful, but does Daka him down. B, next one up, has a Shurelias for move speed, lovely dark binding onto BJ as well, but oh my word, did Froggy just keep SGB alive?
Eric, it's not over yet, we can't...
No, it's not.
Yeah, we have to wait to see the conclusion of this match. GAM had the first match point, basically, but what a defense from Saigon Buffalo. Let's keep our eyes on Hasmed and on Froggy, the 2 solo lanes. Really lovely disengage as well from Taki at the start of the fight. Hasmed, marked by B, still gets his way into the back line, which is quite remarkable, as GAM engages, and Kati is neutered immediately by Taki, just flipping him away. Same goes for Kiaya as he gets shut down by BJ's ultimate, and
Hasmed buys so much time.
Hasmed just occupying everyone's mind on GAM's side and just gives Shogun time to stack up his ultimate passive, I should say. And Kiaya, he tried so hard to get on top of Zeri, but as we pointed out earlier, Aatrox against Zeri in terms of movement speed is just not even close. Zeri gets another kill for free on Kati. Shogun getting scarier and scarier, and if everyone supports him this well, just buys enough time for him, then Zeri is certainly enough to carry a game.
Yeah, that it is. Now has 3 items complete, the same as Style, a crit cloak behind, in fact. This game, he's suddenly feeling close. Even though the gold is still fairly firmly in GAM's favor, they will, of course, get another bite at that Dragon Apple in 3 minutes. But SGB have shown that they're not down and out yet.
SGB needs to somehow make the game state more even, though. Zeri scaling up is a good start. Hasmut getting a little bit stronger is good as well, but the objective difference is still means that GAM is constantly on game point. If they win any of these engages, they get Soul, they probably get Baron, and the game is almost unrecoverable for Saigon Buffalo. So in the next team fight, they not only need to win, they also need to smash them to actually get one of those objectives themselves. And honestly, it has to be the Baron, because the next Dragon is only Dragon number 2 for Saigon Buffalo, so it's nice to have. It stops GAM's snowball, it stops the Soul, but it's not enough to get back into an even game state.
GAM currently controlling this red jungle quadrant of SGB. Setting themselves up, they can threaten a Baron whenever they like. Oh, Taki, you have gone on a very strange walk. Trying to get away. I think all he can do is buy time as teleports are being called. This is a kickoff of a fight. He instantly dies. Taki with a huge knock up, but I don't think they can really do anything with it. No, they can't. SGB are just forced out. Oh no, Taki!
And it's even worse that Hasmut commits to the fight, because Taki, you can sacrifice an Alistar, but you cannot sacrifice an Alistar and an Akali. So it's all on BJ. BJ has to steal this or the game is almost over.
Yep. They've got vision in the pit. It is a Lee Sin. It's so hard to deny him. He tags onto Levi. He needs to be careful. I don't think you can walk forward here. Just go for the steal.
It's a good turn from GAM, but Saigon Buffalo also just gifting away so many opportunities. No need for them to go for that. Uh-oh, the carry still want it. They are very low. If
They might have to.
That's
a laser across the whole team. There's a Realm Warp. They're threatening it. The Baron's already gone down. Can they do anything here? Froggy managing to kite this out. Taki now rejoining the play. Froggy has fallen. It's all on Shogun. Can you do anything here? You would be a hero. But no. GAM escape with the purple. It's a disaster.
Yeah, and Shogun without the ultimate there. With the ultimate, he might have been able to pull off an OG with an 1v4 or 1v5 situation there. They at least get a little bit of gold here from the shutdown, but Dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. Froggy will be there. Saigon Buffalo get one more chance, but they're so far behind in items and gold right now. Even levels looking a little bit bad for them, so it's getting closer and closer to GAM. Finally stepping over the finish line. What a series it has been. 15 to 18 kills, 3-1 in Dragons, and GAM controlling the space. How can Saigon Buffalo even hope to get close to this Dragon?
And frankly, the sad thing is how much of this is coming down to individual mistakes by SGB. This is something we don't expect out of this team. Why are you calling in a TP here? Why was Taki roaming there in the first place?
So Taki wanted to try to set up an engage, right? He wanted to roam almost the same as we saw from Ronopi earlier today, where he just really tried to go for the most elaborate Alistar roam. So Alistar basically just makes you go for these roams, it seems like. The same champion that cost Ronopi a huge chunk in the first game today. But in the end, honestly, I think it's fine for Taki to attempt this, but Hasmut committing his TP is really what broke the play. Now it's Mountain Soul. There's only one good thing about Mountain Soul. Your Zeri is gonna have a perma speed up. Because she can steal away the Mountain Soul shield, so she doesn't actually mind playing against the Mountain Soul. The rest of the team doesn't like it too much though.
No, and Hasmut has been horrifically ineffective on this Akali this game. He had that one good team fight around the fourth Dragon, I should say, where he was actually able to occupy a lot of space, but he hasn't been able to pick up the kills. He's 1-4 at the moment. And this really just feels like, Shogun, this is UV9, and if you win it, you're a god. Because I
can't
just
see it
don't know how
happening.
he can do it. Kiaya goes over the wall, needs to wait for his E to come back up to get out, but there's no threat onto him as they're just sieging relentlessly.
There we go.
Catapulting in. They try and do something, but BJ can find no effective play. In they go. Shogun is dead. That means the team is dead. Huzmed will be the next one to go down. No, he goes gold just to buy a little bit of time. Levi will die, but no one minds as there's already a wave on its way to the Nexus Towers. GAM will pick themselves up a 2-1 victory. Maybe not yet. Maybe Froggy can clear the waves. We'll have to see. But surely this is the last nail in the coffin.
There's no way Saigon Buffalo defends this. Froggy's not strong enough. Ooh.
Oh, they don't have the minions. The Baron buff has timed out.
Still 25 seconds for Shogun. There's no...
This is going to be game. This is going to be GAM winning the series 2-1. We set this up as the winner of this series is the best team in the VCS. And how can we say that and not expect it